Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mary Love, and welcome to Country Living. Today, I seen a recipe a while ago on Catherine's Plates channel, and she was making chicken and dumplings in the crock pot. And all the ingredients that she used, I thought to myself, I got all those ingredients. And my husband dearly loves chicken and dumplings. Now, I'm going to add something to mine as well as all the other things that she added that she didn't add. I've got some gnocchi, they're potato dumplings, and I'm going to also add a pack of those as well as the biscuits for dumplings to this, because I like those little fluffy little puffs of potatoes. So to get started, let me grab a spatula. And her recipe called for 1 can of cream of chicken soup. I gotta get some chicken broth too and make that up. Let me get you down here where you can see what I'm putting in this crock pot here. Turn you around here. This is the cream of chicken soup. We want to get all that out of there. Yeah, my husband, he loves chicken and dumplings. Technically, what he likes is the dumplings. Now, this is a can of cream of celery. Now, she did say if you didn't have cream of celery and all you had was cream of chicken, just add you a couple of cans of cream of chicken, and that would be fine too. Alrighty, we got all that out of there. And hers called for 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I'm probably going to add just a little bit more. She called for 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm not going to use that much. I'm probably just going to use about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Well, if I can get it to stay in the... That's what I'm going to use. And she called for a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. We're going to add a heaping 1/4 teaspoon of that. Now then, let me pause this for just a second. I got to make up some chicken broth. Alright, calls for 4 cups of chicken broth, and I make my own using this Knorr chicken bouillon powder. It takes a teaspoon of that to a cup of water for 1 cup of chicken broth. And I always add more than that because I like a good rich chickeny flavor. We're going to stir this up. Get it mixed up really good. Ooh, this smells good already. Everything combined. Now this is going to be in 2 separate videos because I haven't figured out yet how to add 2 videos together to make one. Because this has to cook. We're going to cook this on high probably about 5 hours. So it'll be done in time for dinner. And at about the last hour is when I'll put the biscuits in here for the dumplings and the gnocchi. Alrighty, let me grab the chicken. Hope it's thawed out enough. I gotta run some water over that chicken, those chicken tenders that I didn't use from last night to get that plastic off of them. So I will be right back. Alrighty, I got the chicken with that plastic wrap off the back of it. So there's that put in there. Now then, we're going to close this lid up. We're going to plug this thing up. And we're going to put it on high we're just going to go ahead and set it for 6 hours. Now it won't have to cook that long on high, but at about 5 hours, then I'll take out a can of biscuits, the big biscuits. Let me grab a can and I'll show you. I just used the Great Value Jumbo Biscuits. We'll take out a can of these and we'll cut them in thin strips, each biscuit into thin strips. Put a little flour on them. The flour will help thicken the broth to make it just like a gravy almost. And then we'll let them cook for another hour and dinner will be done. And I don't have to heat up my kitchen. Homemade chicken and dumplings, you can't beat it. And it just don't get any easier than doing it this way. So that's all for this video right now, and I'll be back later with the rest of it. So take care and I'll see you later. Alrighty, we're back. Now we're going to take this chicken out of the crock pot. We grab a pair of tongs. We're going to take this chicken out. I'll put you down here where you can see. Man, this smells good. We're going to put the chicken in this pie plate because we're going to chop this up. Man, this smells good. Ooh, sorry for that scraping. It's like running your fingers down a chalkboard. That's all of it. Yeah. Alrighty. Now then, we're going to go ahead and close that lid back. We'll chop that chicken up here in just a minute. And like I said, I'm just using some Jumbo Great Value buttermilk biscuits. Oh, here we go. Just trying to figure out where the thing was to open them. Give them a good whack. Now I'm going to use all these biscuits because my husband loves dumplings. Yes, he does. Let me grab some flour. Because we don't want these dumplings sticking to this little mat. So we're going to dust that just a little bit. And we're going to dust this knife. So now we're just going to slice these up. Put just a little bit of flour on top of that. Much better. And see, we're just going to make little slices out of them. These are going to be good. And I'm probably slicing these maybe 1/8 of an inch thick. They're not real thick. We'll just put a little bit of flour on top of each one. That way that knife don't stick to them. Try not to cut off any fingers. Sprinkle a little bit of flour on them. These are gonna be good, y'all. They really are. Alright, I'm going to pause this while I finish slicing these up because this is like watching paint dry. So I'm going to pause this, and then I'll be back here right before I'm ready to put them back in the crock pot. So don't go anywhere. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and shred this chicken up. I'm just using a couple of forks. And this shreds up really easy. And then we'll put this back in there. My husband, like I said, he's not crazy about the chicken part of it, but he sure likes the dumplings. So I might save out a couple of little pieces of this chicken for the doggy that I'm a dog sitting for. She likes chicken. I think that's a plenty. Let me grab, I'll just set it on that lid right there. She likes chicken. Alrighty. That's plenty. Alright. Turn you on this crock pot. We're going to dump this back in there. Alrighty. And here's our dumplings. We're just going to drop these in here. Just sporadically all over the place. And we're going to dump this flour that's on the board as well, because that will help thicken up this broth. I was going to add some gnocchi dumplings, or gnocchi dumplings, however you say that word. But I think I'm just going to add these. Let me kind of press them down a little bit. Now then, we'll dump the rest of them. And then we'll close the lid up. Let these cook. Like I said, we're going to dump that flour in there. Give them a little bit of a stir. And see, that flour's already thickening up that broth. We're going to close that up. And just that easy. You can have homemade dumplings. If you're new to cooking, this is an easy recipe. I figured ain't no need in slaving over a hot stove all day when you can put together a good tasting meal in the crock pot with no problems. Just put it in and let it go. It'll do all the work for you, and you ain't got to stand there. So I'm going to pause this, and we're going to let this cook for about another hour, and then I'll come back and we'll do a little bit of a taste test and see from there. So God bless. Alrighty, the dumplings are done. Let me fold this. There you go. Now you can see. There's lots of biscuits in there. I didn't put the gnocchi in there. My husband probably wouldn't have ate it if I had. So, we're going to give these a taste. And they are hot. Yeah, these are good. These are really good.
You got a door in the house?
Excuse me, that was my husband looking for the dog. Woo, hot, hot. If you like chicken and dumplings, you need to try this. I'll put the recipe in the description box below. chicken breast, 2 chicken breasts, cream of chicken soup, cream of celery soup, 4 cups of broth, chicken broth, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. I remembered it. So, with that, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I really hope you'll consider doing so. At the end of this video, if you like this, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Hardly anybody leaves comments. So, leave me a comment. Say, hey, how you doing? I appreciate all the feedback that I can get. But please remember to please be kind. I'm new at this. This is a learning process for me. But I am enjoying this. Sharing food and recipes with people. Maybe I do something a little different than how you do it. Maybe you do something a little different than how I do. Share that with me. We can all give it a try and learn something new. Get out of the rut. I know for me, it just seems like you get in a rut fixing this or fixing that and not trying anything new. But I like to try things new, and yeah, I'm a hand talker, so I bet if you tied my hands, I probably couldn't open my mouth. But anyways, with that, God bless. My prayer for you is that you get a good night's sleep tonight, that you wake up in the morning refreshed, renewed, ready to meet the day. Before your feet ever hit the floor of the mornings, thank God that He woke you up. Thank God that He brought you through the night with no problems whatsoever. I ask, Lord, that you would just watch over whoever's watching this, God, and whatever they might be dealing with or going through, Lord, that you will bless them, that you will comfort them, that you will encourage them. And with that, I will say adieu until we meet again, unless the good Lord above calls one of us home. I'll be back tomorrow night with a whole new recipe, and we'll learn how to make something else. Hopefully whatever it is, it'll taste good. But remember, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. God bless, take care, and until tomorrow evening.